Let's talk about a fundamental misunderstanding we have about human connection. You've been told to be an open book, to be available, to share your feelings, to be transparent. You've been told this is how you build trust and affection. But what if that's only half the story? What if the very things you're doing to be liked are the exact things preventing you from becoming unforgettable? There is a powerful and often unspoken law of human nature. People are not obsessed with what they can understand. They are obsessed with what they can't quite figure out. Predictability doesn't create desire. It creates comfort, and comfort is the quiet death of obsession. Your constant availability doesn't make you more valuable. It just makes you common. Today, we are going on a journey into the psychology of mystique. We will blend modern psychological insights with the timeless, strategic wisdom of philosophers to explore how you can cultivate an aura of power and intrigue. This isn't about manipulation or being inauthentic. It is about understanding the art of strategic absence, emotional discipline, and the profound power of what is left unsaid. This is how you stop being taken for granted and start becoming a magnetic presence in your own life. Chapter 1. The power of the unfilled space. The scarcity principle. Our first principle is a hard but necessary truth. In a world of constant noise, silence is a superpower. We are conditioned to fill every empty space, in conversation, on our social media, in our schedules. We believe our value is in what we give, our time, our energy, our opinions. But the great Italian philosopher Niccolo Machiavelli, a master of power dynamics, understood that true influence often lies not in what you give, but in what you strategically withhold. This taps into a deep psychological trigger known as the scarcity principle. Humans are wired to place a higher value on things that are rare or difficult to obtain. When your time, your attention, and your validation are always available, they are perceived as abundant and therefore less valuable. But when your presence becomes a rare and intentional commodity, its perceived value skyrockets. Consider the dynamics of modern texting. One person replies instantly, every single time. They are reliable, available, and soon their replies are expected, not appreciated. The other person replies when they have something meaningful to say. Sometimes it's quick. Other times it's hours later. Their replies are not a given. They are an event. Their silence creates a small, empty space in the other person's mind. The brain, hating a vacuum, starts to fill that space with questions. What are they thinking? Are they busy? Did I say something wrong? That questioning, that mental energy they are now spending on you, is the very seed of obsession. You are not being rude. You are demonstrating that your time and attention are valuable resources that you allocate with purpose. You are teaching others how to value you by first valuing yourself. Chapter 2. The strength of the unanswered question. The mystery shield. The second principle is about reclaiming your power by embracing mystery. We live in an age of oversharing where people broadcast their every thought, meal, and grievance. This makes them incredibly easy to read and therefore easy to predict and manage. You are under no obligation to be an open book. Every time you feel the urge to over-explain, to justify a decision, or to defend your feelings, you are handing over power. You are giving someone else the blueprint to your inner world. The great Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught the importance of a disciplined mind. While not as cunning as Machiavelli, he understood that a core part of wisdom is knowing what to say, and more importantly, what not to say. A quote attributed to him captures this perfectly. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. Listening more than you speak doesn't just make you wiser, it makes you more powerful. While others are revealing their strategies, their weaknesses, and their desires, you are gathering information. Your silence makes you a blank canvas onto which others project their own assumptions and insecurities. Imagine you're in a team meeting and a controversial new project is announced. The common reaction is for everyone to immediately voice their opinion, their fears, their unvarnished emotional reaction. The wise individual, however, practices strategic silence. They listen, they observe. When asked for their opinion, they might offer a thoughtful, open-ended question instead of a definitive statement. Their lack of an immediate, predictable reaction creates a subtle tension. People become more interested in what they're really thinking. Their words, when they finally do speak, carry more weight precisely because they are used so sparingly. They haven't dominated the conversation, but they have subtly controlled its emotional center of gravity simply by building a shield of mystery. Chapter 3. The currency of composure, the emotional Stoic. The third principle is perhaps the most difficult, but also the most powerful: mastering your emotional reactions. In any human interaction, the person with the most emotional control holds the most power. When you display an intense emotional reaction, whether it's explosive anger, visible desperation, or gushing excitement, you are showing your cards. You are revealing to the world what moves you, what you desire, and what can be used as leverage against you. The Stoics, like the great Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, built their entire philosophy around this concept. The goal was not to suppress emotion, but to not be a slave to it. They trained themselves to experience feelings without being hijacked by them. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his private journal, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This inner composure is a form of emotional scarcity. In a world where everyone is broadcasting their every feeling, your calm becomes a rare and magnetic commodity. Imagine you are being unfairly criticized by a colleague in front of others. The expected, reactive response is to become defensive, angry, or flustered. This reaction, while understandable, gives all the power to the critic. It proves their words have the power to destabilize you. The Stoic-trained individual does something far more powerful. They listen to the criticism calmly. They hold their composure. They might respond with a simple neutral statement like, "Thank you for sharing your perspective. I will consider it." Their lack of an emotional reaction is deeply unsettling to the critic. It communicates an unshakable inner foundation. People in the room are not thinking about the criticism. They are in awe of the person's composure. Your stillness creates a storm in their minds, as they wonder why their attack had no effect. This is how you turn a moment of weakness into a demonstration of immense power. Chapter 4. The rhythm of unpredictability, breaking the pattern. The fourth principle is to understand that predictability is the enemy of sustained interest. The human brain is a pattern-detecting machine. Once it figures out a pattern, it loses interest and moves on. This is why the early stages of a relationship or a new job are so exciting. They are unpredictable. To maintain a magnetic presence, you must consciously break the patterns of your own behavior. This is a core strategic idea in both Sun Tzu's The Art of War and modern psychology. Surprise is a powerful weapon because it forces the other person's brain to stop running on autopilot and pay close attention. Let's say you are trying to get the attention of a busy executive or a potential mentor. The predictable approach is to be persistent but polite, sending an email every Friday, for example. Soon, your emails become predictable background noise. The unpredictable approach is to break the rhythm. You send a brilliant, concise email 1 week. Then, you go silent for 2 weeks. Then, instead of another email, you share a thoughtful comment on an article they wrote. Then, silence again. Then, a brief follow-up. This unpredictable rhythm keeps you from becoming that person who emails every Friday. Each contact is a fresh event. Their brain cannot categorize you and put you in a box, so it is forced to keep a mental tab open for you. This isn't about playing games. It's about strategically managing attention in a world saturated with noise. The power of being, the question. As we conclude, we arrive at the central truth. To become a magnetic and unforgettable presence is not about being the loudest, the nicest, or the most available. It is about becoming the question that lingers in their mind. By practicing strategic scarcity, you make them question your availability. By building a shield of mystery, you make them question what you're truly thinking. By maintaining emotional composure, you make them question what truly affects you. And by using unpredictable rhythms, you make them question what you will do next. This is not a path of cold manipulation. It is the path of profound self-mastery and self-respect. It is the understanding that your inner world is a sacred and powerful place, and access to it must be earned, not given away freely. When you master these principles, you stop chasing approval, and you let curiosity, intrigue, and respect come to you. You are no longer just another actor on the stage, easily understood and easily forgotten. You become the compelling mystery that no one can stop thinking about. You become the question itself.